Hi there, welcome to this holistic yoga video. We're going to do some stretches to counteract the effects of sitting at your desk, hunched over your computer. So let's begin. And we'll start by standing. So come up, push your chair out of the way, and come to standing. Have your feet hip width apart or slightly wider. Balance the weight between the balls of your feet and your heels, inner balls and outer balls. Press the ground away and inhale, reach your arms up and out. Lengthening your ribcage away from your spine. Feel your pelvic floor drawing up, your lower ribs drawing up, your back of your ribcage drawing up, your sides of your ribcage drawing up, your legs going down. And then exhale, take the arms down. Going to do two more like this. Inhale, lengthening. Feel in particular your lumbar spine lengthening, abdominal muscles drawing in and up, pelvic floor drawing in and up, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling, and then exhale, coming down. One more time. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, coming down. Keep all that length in your spine. You're going to need it for the next one. So next one is a quad stretch. You can take hold of your desk if you want to use that for balance, and slide your hand down the front of your thigh, front of your shin, catch hold of the front of your ankle and come into a quad stretch. I'll show you what it looks like at the side. If you're there already, keep holding on, keep lengthening, draw the belly in, draw the lower ribs in and reach up. Now if this feels too uncomfortable, grab hold of your chair, or you can have a sofa or something, and do the stretch here with your knees in alignment with each other, belly drawing in, lower ribs drawing in. And you can have one arm up. It helps to get that length in the body, that lift of the ribs away from the spine, drawing the belly in as much as you can, drawing the lower ribs and lengthening the lower back. You might even feel you could switch on those glute muscles a little bit. So tap your glutes and squeeze around the sit bone. Okay, exhale, coming down. Come to the other side. So it's a little bit trickier to feel your sit bone, but you can reach over and tighten around the sit bone. Just checking that the glutes are switching, or the glute of the bent leg is switching on as you reach up. If you're balancing, you want to feel you've got equal weight. Inner ball, outer ball, heel, lifting up through the crown of the head, drawing the belly in. Holding there a little bit longer. And don't worry if you don't get it exactly right. I'm just giving you a lot of information so you can think about these different points the more you practice. And then exhale, coming down. Okay, next one, super important. This is a side angle at the chair. Be careful, obviously, if you've got a wheelie chair. It's better if you didn't have wheels, a bit more stable. And you want your heel of the leg on the chair directly underneath the knee. So I've not got an exact right angle. I've just got the right amount of stretch here on the inner thigh. It connects into your pelvic floor, so that and your psoas muscle. So pay attention here. You want it to be comfortable rather than reaching a particular shape. Lift the standing arm up and slowly lengthen through that side, keeping drawing up through the pelvic floor. You can turn your head upwards towards the ceiling, or you can look straight forwards if that's more comfortable, or you can look down and check that your knee isn't rolling in. So you get quite a big stretch on the inner thigh here, which is very useful if you spend a long time sitting. Inhale, coming up, and then down. Okay, other side. And notice one side might feel easier than the other. So notice that angle and use your hand to stop the knee from rolling in. Inhale, lift the other arm up, draw in and up through your pelvic floor, through your spine, and then take a little lean over so that you're breathing into the side of your rib cage, into the side of your waist. Maybe you're looking up towards the corner of your wall in the ceiling. Maybe you're looking down if your neck prefers that and you want to check in with what's going on with your knee. Is it rolling in? Don't let it roll in. If it's rolling in, you just zigzag the foot a little bit less of an angle. So respect that, yeah? You don't need to push yourself. And then inhale, coming up. And then we're going to take a seat. We're going to take our seat again at our desk. So here we're doing a glute stretch. Super important, again, for sitting. Draw one knee in, cross the ankle over the thigh. Now, if you feel already there's a big stretch there, take your hands to the back of your chair, press down through your foot on the ground, your sit bones on the chair, and lengthen, opening across the front of your chest. Really feel the collarbones broadening and widening the back of the neck long. If you feel like, there's nothing much going on here, then take your hands onto the desk and keeping the front spine long, the shoulder blades drawing in towards each other, tip forwards from your pelvis and not from your spine. Tip forwards and feel, there's a lovely stretch. Breathing with it. The stretch is around the glute, deeper layers of the glute muscle around the side of your thigh. Breathe with that. Okay, and then inhale, coming up. However, see how it goes on the other side. It might be the same, it might be really different. So checking in for yourself, does this feel tighter? Does it feel easier? Taking your hands around the back of the chair. I've got my hands on the base of the seat, just at the back there. And if you prefer, you can have your hands forwards and coming forwards. As you check, the seated sort of hip is in line with the knee and the ankle, toes pointing straight forwards. Find that right stretch for you, keeping your back straight and making sure you're hinging from your pelvis rather than hinging from your spine. So you don't want to be all hunchy like this. This is not going to help you at all. So check the chest is open, collarbones are broad, shoulder blades drawing down the back. Inhale, coming up, and then we come to chair seated twist. Check your feet are even on the floor, your sit bones even on your chair. Slide one hand down the same thigh. You could go to inner thigh, you could go to the opposite thigh, it's up to you. And then take the other of the seat. Keep the crown of your head up, really above the pelvic floor, so you're really lengthening it directly above the pelvic floor. So you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back, you're absolutely vertical spine. Look over, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other and down the back as you draw the lower ribs in. And then you can turn your head towards the opposite side. So the head is turning in the opposite direction to your ribs. And if you feel comfortable to, you can do a bit of a neck stretch here by tilting the ear behind that shoulder that you're turning towards. It's a very tiny movement. Go easy on this. It can trigger a headache if you do too much. Breathing there. And then inhale, coming up. Exhale, turn back to look over the shoulder. Inhale to come round to the front. So coming to the opposite side. Sliding that hand down towards your knee, turning your rib cage away from that knee and taking hold of the back of the chair, the back of the sort of seat of the chair. Broaden across the collarbones. Gently gaze towards your shoulder, but you don't need to twist as much as possible. Just keep it really comfy. Keep the crown of the head directly over the pelvic floor. Keep even in your sit bones. And then keeping your ribcage turned towards that side, turn your head towards the other side. And then you can be here. If your neck is super tight, I would stay here, feeling that juxtaposition between the neck, the head and the ribcage. But if not, you can tilt your head. Spend a couple of breaths there, feeling that lengthening in the side of the neck you're turning away from. Breathe and feel. And then inhale, coming up. Turn your whole body back and round. And then inhale, come to the front. So nearly done. Taking your forearms onto the desk. And resting your forehead down, shoulders away from the ears. This is like a child pose, really. It can be as comfortable as a child pose. So having that pressure on the space above and between your eyebrows. If you're tired, you can just gently pull the skin up from your eyebrows. Breathe there. That gives you a little bit of energy to draw the skin upwards. Shoulders away from ears. You can also breathe into the kidneys. Feel the length in the lower back, in the sides of the spine, the front of the spine and the back of the spine. Feel that hinging at your hips. And if you want to, you can press down through your feet quite firmly, and you can feel there's a little bit of a squat pose that can happen there. It's very subtle, but because we don't use our legs a lot when we're sitting, it's nice to be able to push into the ground and feel the strength in the thighs. Great, and then pressing down through the feet if you haven't already, pressing down through your hands, and draw the belly in, inhaling, coming up. And there you are. Namaste.